So I've been seeing a video going around by Rachel talking about climate change and the African American. And it has pissed off a lot of our non-ether being family, as it should. But you think that's something. You should check out this clip that I'm going to play. Listen, you got to start listening. They put things out there because they feed off of us, our energy. They want to keep our frequency as low as possible because they know that anytime they say anything about African American and climate change together, it's going to piss us off. They even talked about how disparities in our community and how it affects us when we are collectively together. Listen,
in low-income inner city areas or by people who can't afford to move away from pollutants.
Of mostly Black Americans being concentrated in the Southeast. That's because that's where there are a lot of plantations, and that's where many African Americans were brought to the United States during chattel slavery. So that's also the area of the United States that's most impacted by dangerous storms. And within the greater Southeast United States, you have Black residents 1.6% more likely than the average U.S. population within the Southeast to experience a 1 in 100 year flooding event. There's all kinds of problems. There's the flooding, there's the severe storms, there's the threat of heat stroke. There were studies out of the University of Virginia that showed in redlined neighborhoods, even within the same city, where there are Black residents, the temperatures are even hotter. So yes, I do think it's an issue that will affect Black Americans more than the general United States population.
Levine yesterday revealing how Black Americans are most impacted by climate change.
Hello, I'm Admiral Rachel Levine. This Black History Month, I'm pleased to partner with OMH in advancing better health through better understanding for Black communities. Climate change is having a disproportionate effect on the physical and mental health of Black communities. Black Americans are more likely than white Americans to live in areas and housing that increase their susceptibility to climate-related health issues. And 65% of Black Americans report feeling anxious about climate change's impact. Through our Office of Climate Change and Health Equity and the Office of Environmental Justice, we're working with providers and community leaders to identify innovative approaches that empower communities to address the health consequences linked to climate change. Visit hhs.gov for more information and tune in next Thursday to hear from another HHS leader on how you can contribute to advancing better health for Black communities.
The co-host on this news show talked about how we were brought here from Africa during the slave trade, and we were brought here to the Southeast, and the disparities that African Americans over in the Southeast, as far as our poverty with our living conditions, and how we still manage to heat up the area. So it kind of made me think, there we go. They're studying our frequency. This is not about climate change at all. They're coming up with ways to study us, to get us to voluntarily study our frequency. One of the things that she said that stood out to me was that because of the slave trade and how we were brought here, which is BS, we were brought here, slave trade, that's where most of the storms happen. That's where a lot of the issues are happening with our weather. And they are studying us to figure out, we are causing these storms. Us non-ether beings are causing these storms in these migrated areas that we came to. They also spoke about how in Virginia, they have been studying us on how is it so hot in our areas. They're saying that we are causing the floodings. We are causing the tornadoes. We are causing the hurricanes. And they are trying to figure out what can they do to stop the non-ether beings from disturbing the weather. Y'all catching what I'm putting down? These people are also saying that Black homeowners need to join the movement, because by 2050, if we don't do something about our energy interpretation, that we will be destroying our own homes because we are causing climate change. So that's the gist of what's really going on and what Rachel was talking about. They've been studying us. For years, since the beginning of time, they have been trying to lower our frequency and get rid of our God-given powers. Wake up, people. Racism is something else. That is, that's what they use to get our energy going and to feed off of us. But the underlining of all of this is they're studying us.